What's going on, y'all? This is Cruz with Cruise Control Radio. Man, listen, we here at HQ, the headquarters, and we got a special guest, man. Came in from Ohio, Dayton, Ohio, Cincinnati, Ohio, everywhere. My guy, Joe Eid, what's going on, man?
Hey, what's good, bro? Whatever you want to call it, Mr. Ohio, I'm coming for everything. Joe Eid, Cruise Control, Nashville, what's up? Appreciate you, Cruz.
Yes, sir. Hey, man. So we kind of know each other, but not know each other. So I wanna get into understanding, who you are before we get into the everything you do business wise. I want to get into who you are as a person. So being from Ohio, what happens in Ohio? What goes on in Dayton, Ohio?
Man, for me personally, I got like over 120 cousins in Dayton.
Oh, dang.
So we're talking, my family just decided Dayton, Ohio was the spot to settle in.
They was Dayton. Dayton.
Safe environment. We're going to stick here. There's a bunch of nothing. No, I'm kidding. Dayton actually has a lot to do. It's just not comparable to like a Cincinnati or Nashville. But most of the time, I'm chilling with family if I'm not doing my thing with music or doing what I need to outside of music, man. It's just easy for me to get along. I'm a big family dude and family man. So I try to, whenever I'm not busy, be with them more than anything else.
Dope. So when you say family, man, you got kids?
Not yet.
Okay.
But
dope.
it's just more or less supporting my parents, talking to my sisters, talking to my cousins, and trying to help out however I can. A couple of them own businesses. Go there, try to support how I can, and trying to see how to use my branding with music to help. That's kind of what I'm evolving to now.
Dope. So big family man out of Ohio. Do you know MGK?
Oh man, I wish I knew him, but I know who he is.
Everybody that has a famous artist from their state, I always ask if they know them.
Oh yeah, no, not yet, but I'm going to. That's my answer.
What got you into music? Like what was it in your life? Did you have someone in your household or somebody that you knew growing up that was into music? When did the bug bite you?
Honestly, man, I have always been fascinated by like choir or singing or poetry. So for me, it's hilarious being Middle Eastern and having a birthday that's on 9/11. Right?
That's crazy.
Yeah.
I don't mean to laugh.
No.
That's
do it, bro.
Fucking hilarious.
So like when I was a kid and I was growing up, I was getting made fun of, right?
Wow.
And it wasn't like in a bullying way. It was just like, hey, it is what it is. It's like you're
setup.
dishing out with your bro.
Yeah.
But for me, whenever I just started retaliating and actually getting really good at retaliating, I noticed I was hurting people's feelings. So I was like, okay, maybe I should try to funnel this or channel this differently. Yeah. Then it turned into freestyling and freestyle battles and literally doing it with my cousins and then doing it live in front of people. And then, oh, crap, hey, I can make music. Let me do song creation.
That's so great.
And it just kind of evolved into that. And it was near the end of high school, I actually started doing music. But, I mean, we didn't know what we were doing back then. We didn't know what was going on. But we sold mixtapes. We did good. Once college kind of rolled around, I put it on pause for a little bit so I could focus on that. And right when I, graduated college, I was like, all right, I'm putting the full gas on this. Let me get it going. Yeah. So it's been evolving ever since.
That's so crazy. So basically protecting yourself is what got you into, taking music serious.
Yeah.
Because oh shit, I'm retaliating by throwing bars at them, like unintentional bars, like you just going in. So that's fine.
Yeah, and that's what it turned into essentially. Yeah, I mean it went from, hey, you're a terrorist, and me responding back, crazy. Into, you know what, I'm writing lyrics about it. Yeah. So
do you remember your first diss track, you would say?
Man.
It was a diss track, I would assume.
I mean, honestly, I can't say I've really written a diss track, but I've been a part of freestyle competitions, right? Okay, yeah. So I did one for Power 107.5 in Columbus, Ohio, and I won the contest.
Oh, dope.
But it was crazy because in the semifinal, somebody went at me for being Middle Eastern and used specific scenarios with being a terrorist, and I went back at them for their ethnicity. Yeah, because they did that, and then it was one side of Twitter, and Middle Eastern Twitter ended up making fun of each other and going at each other. I was like, man, that wasn't my intent at all. I was just freestyling. Yeah. So it's funny because me and the artist, we're cool while the internet's
just going
beefing. Yeah, but
that's crazy.
But I mean, I would say it was just more or less freestyle battling somebody and like the lyrics coming out to me actually writing diss tracks. But eventually it'll happen. Yeah, it'll happen. I'm sure.
No, that's fine. So so with making music in Ohio. You said after high school. What year did you graduate high school?
I'm old, man. So I graduated high school. We're talking like 2011.
Old? What the fuck? I graduated in 2011.
We're both old, bro.
We're all old. Oh fuck! God damn it. Okay, so that's dope. So when you got out of, you said graduated college in 11.
Oh, no, I graduated high school in 11.
Did you try to get into college, or was that ever like an idea?
Yeah. Mm-hmm. So I decided to completely drop music for a while and just focused on college. Unfortunately, with like my family's journey and my journey, college just took a minute. But once I started finishing up around 2016, 2017, I was like, all right, hey, I got to start taking music a little bit seriously. Got into a couple freestyle competitions. Then around like 2019, I was like, oh crap, okay, I'm ready to record now. Near the end of 2019, dropping projects. Around 2021, I dropped my last album, and then ever since it's been like event curation, leading into a song release, and now we finally have like an album coming here soon.
Wow. Yeah. Dope. Which you told me the cover art was fire, but you never showed me. But it's okay.
Man.
No, you don't got it.
I'll do it here in a little bit.
So now that you mentioned like event coordinating and everything, like how did that happen? And I know I also heard of you just being basically the plug to like, not like drug plug, but like you're the plug to like connections. Like you have connections, and is it something that's just in you where you attract people?
Yeah, I mean, I'm very, very, very lucky to have a lot of great people in my life. So like one may consider me a plug, but in reality, it's because I have 120 cousins in Dayton, and I was blessed that one of them knew somebody that knew somebody that knew somebody. Yeah. So it turned into me having a big tree of connections because of somebody they knew. Dope. So, like, let me give you an example, right? Bob Silstein's one of the top music entertainment lawyers in the country. My cousin in Dayton knew somebody in New York named Spunk that works on music stuff and dances from back in the day. Spunk ended up knowing Bob Silstein and then facilitated a meeting for me and one of my friends in New York to go meet with him.
Wow.
And it's just been stuff like that over the last 4 or 5 years that have just consistently been happening.
That's crazy.
Yeah. So
honestly, you look like one of my cousins.
Oh shit!
I think like we could be related.
Oh gosh,
I'm Puerto Rican though, so it's like I don't know. I don't know.
Man, I'll call you cousin anyways.
When I first seen you, I'm like, God damn, this guy looks like my brother, like exactly like him.
It's crazy.
But yeah, shout out to 9/11.
I'm Lebanese, man. Middle Eastern. Shout out to Middle Easterns everywhere.
Oh shit,
that's crazy.
That's wild. So so now how did this connection happen to Tennessee? Like what? Because you're doing all this work and creating events and doing all these things. We'll get back to how that started. But what was your connection to Tennessee?
So my collective that we have a bunch of artists in, it's called Pro. On Instagram, we call it Pro, the label, because that's what we're destined to do. That's what we're striving to become. We have the LLC for it. But at the moment, it's a collective. Yeah. We have worked over the last few years about trying to find ways to plug ourselves into other cities, right? And to really have a big networking pool in different cities. One of our group members, his name is Deuces. He
behind the scenes.
Shout out to Deuces. So he has done a lot of work in music and a lot of work in the Cincinnati community, doing multifaceted, talented in several different ways. But long story short, he was on a TV show where 2'Live Bree was one of the judges.
Gotcha.
They met each other. They connected. Deuces ended up bringing Bree to Cincinnati for a show. Bree has brought Deuces for one of his shows in Nashville. And we've all just have grown steadily our friendship over the last 2 or 3 years, for me specifically, and Deuces for a little longer.
That's crazy.
Yeah.
Wow.
Yeah.
So just connections. Like, so you are the plug. Like,
he was the plug in that scenario, but in general, I try to be if I can, for sure.
So I feel like it's, me, I'm like, I would call myself like a spiritual person.
Yeah.
Where what it sounds like to me is that you're destined for something because, whatever energy there is, God, whatever is presenting things to you constantly in your life.
Yeah.
That's surrounded the same thing. Did you ever find any challenges, when you do receive a blessing or an opportunity and it's a challenge to where you're like, I don't know if I can do this?
Yeah, because it's like you're not ready. Sometimes you don't feel like you're ready. And that's my biggest thing is like, hey, when I started doing this music stuff, I wasn't as confident in my music. So it's like, hey, I'm getting these connections. I'm getting these people to talk to. And I'm like, I'm not ready for this yet. I don't feel like it's good enough yet. I don't feel like I need to do this yet.
Yeah.
And evolving to the point where it's like, all right, I'm having them in my back pocket. I'm having them in my back pocket. I'm having them in my back pocket. Oh, I have a project I really, 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 really like now.
Yeah.
Now everybody's about to see what's about to happen. And that's kind of how I've been handling it. Yeah. But like there's specific opportunities that I've had that I couldn't pass up. Right. For example, where I wasn't ready for the next step. And I kind of regret it, but I kind of don't. So like, for example, I've been direct support for Glorilla in Dayton, Ohio. I thought the perfect strategy would be to release an album right after I did that, right before I performed, but it just wasn't in the cards at that time.
Yeah.
So that's an example of, hey, I got to perform. It was awesome. I had my music videos in the background.
While she was on?
Oh, no. So I performed before she did, but they had this big screen in the background on the stage.
And you had
I had my music videos and the QR codes and stuff around there, and people were following me. It was cool. I didn't have to bring a banner or nothing. But long story short, I wasn't ready to release an album after that. I wasn't ready to release a bunch of music. I didn't have everything lined up the way I wanted to, but it's like I couldn't say no to that.
Right.
Because it was appealing to a fan base that I wanted to hear more of my music. So
that's crazy. So just understanding, because anybody could have took that and been like, this is the perfect moment, let me attack it. And then it would have been hyped for 2 weeks and then nobody cares. Yeah. But you understand, like, I'm not ready. I'm going to take my time with this.
Yeah.
So did that opportunity with Glorilla come? Is that an event that you curated?
So it resulted from, long story short, I was potentially going to curate an event. I got backdoored to not do the event. One of my friends decided to bring it to Dayton. He called me and said if I wanted to perform, and I said, hey, let's do it. It's in my hometown.
Wow. So you ended up being on the show, performing.
Yeah.
The show that someone backdoored you on.
Oh no. So my bad. I didn't explain that well.
Okay.
So I got backdoored on an event in Cincinnati that involved Glorilla.
A different one.
Yes.
Okay, gotcha.
One of my buddies that was involved in the process and saw what happened ended up reaching out to me when they knew they were bringing her to Dayton.
Gotcha.
And say, hey, I know you're from Dayton, bro. I know what happened to you. How you feel about performing? I'm like, bro, I appreciate you. Let's run it.
Was that one of your cousins?
Nah. But funny thing, the connection, one of my cousins introduced me to that connection. Shout out to Joe. Shout out to Tony DeSaro. Appreciate y'all.
So your cousin's name is Joe too?
Yeah, isn't that crazy?
Joe 1 and Joe 2.
Oh, man. It's been like that for years.
That's hilarious.
He's the main one, though. I'm second.
You're second?
Yeah, I'm second.
Oh, man. So man, getting back to curating events, were you like a party guy? Like, were you like, how did that start for you?
So 2 of the members of our collective, which is called Pro, their names are TV shows, Lone 7, also drop fire music. They are big party throwers. They loved throwing parties back in the day. I, at first, was just investing and trying to help with costs for the parties. As they got bigger and bigger, they needed more organization. So I started as house parties.
Wow.
During COVID, which, sorry.
Wow.
Anyways.
Fucking it up.
Anyways, so we did that. Then it grew because our music was getting played at these parties. So it started growing and growing and growing. And then it's like, oh, crap, we can't throw house parties anymore. Then it turned into other things. We threw yacht parties.
Wow.
Because on the Ohio River, you could have a yacht, surprisingly. I don't know if you know that, don't know that. But
on which highway?
The Ohio River.
Oh, the Ohio River. Okay.
Yeah, so
I don't know anything about Ohio.
Yeah, no problem, bro.
Okay.
So that's like the border of Cincinnati and Kentucky.
Okay.
Which is crazy
because
Okay. Yeah, so it's crazy because if you understand the history behind that, like the social history behind that, it's even more wild. But I'm not even going to get into that.
Okay.
But one divides the North from the South.
Okay.
That's essentially what it is.
Gotcha.
But yeah, you're partying on a yacht in the middle of the river. Sorry for cussing.
Basically.
Yeah,
no,
you
can curse. Say what the fuck you want.
Well,
okay.
fuck. I'm gonna keep on going then. But anyways, so we start throwing yacht parties. Then it turned into like parties inside of museums. Then it turned into, most recently, we threw a party on top of McCormick and Schmick's, the restaurant. And it was inside the hotel that's owned by the Westin.
Wow.
So like it's like evolving.
Yeah.
And thankfully it's turned into opportunities where we were throwing concerts. Concerts turned into music festivals, which another member of our collective, he started a music festival. I got involved in it, and we've been running it ever since. So it's like, it's just from thing to thing to thing. It's really evolved the branding of what we're trying to represent as a collective. And at the same time, it's made all of our music grow exponentially.
Right.
Yeah. So,
that's crazy.
Yeah.
So when I sent you my event, you're like, this guy thinks he fucking throws events. Yeah. We're at the fucking Westin. This guy's fucking lame.
Yeah, no, it ain't like that at all, man. No. First thing I thought, I was like, bruh, how am I getting on?
How do you get on this show?
Yeah, I'm like, because that's my thing. Shit. It's like through networking, man. I'm trying to figure out how to get more involved in other cities.
Right. Yeah.
Because it's like, hey, okay, we could do a show in Cincinnati. We could show in Dayton. If I could get myself to do shows in 5 cities and bring out a crowd in 5 cities, that's going to be really appealing to a label more than, hey, I can only control one area, Southwest Ohio, and bring people in that one area.
Right.
Like the goal's to expand, man.
Exactly.
Like, yeah. So.
And that's a thing with, you heard that?
I think it's the drones.
Oh, I'm like, God damn, what the fuck? So yeah, that's something where a lot of people get this like local mindset, and they just want to be the best in their hometown, and then and that's okay for them.
Yeah.
So for you, was it just already knowing, with the events, or, because a lot of people don't have, like, to us it's like common sense. Like, of course I'm gonna leave my city. Like, what makes you feel like you had that mindset of like knowing to get out the city to make it bigger?
I think it's just like I've shot music videos in multiple cities. I started in Dayton, but I didn't really have my rise, so to speak, until I got to Cincinnati, Ohio. So it's already like
you had to leave.
I had to leave to already do that kind of. And at the same time, it's like everyone thinks they're the best in their city.
Yep.
Every single local artist, every single artist in general thinks they're the best in their city. So to me, it's always been like, I don't care if I'm the best. I don't care if I'm the worst. I'm going to be everywhere.
Right.
That's always been the mentality.
Having that opportunity of just knowing people to get you on that stage, how liberating, is that a word? Liberating. How good did that feel of being able to still be in cahoots, with the show with Glorilla?
Man, it's crazy because it's like some people take it like you're privileged, and some people don't realize that you work to get those connections. Right. So it's like just because someone introduced you to someone doesn't mean you're automatically going to do something, right? And I think that's the biggest thing is like in my city, it's like, oh, how did he do it? If I had that person tell me he would have.
Right.
Like, it's like, nah, bro. Like, I worked my ass off to do what I did, and I got the opportunity to do what I did, and I was the best performer at that damn fucking show. So, fuck off.
Yes, curse. All the fuck bombs. Yes, please.
I got an album called Hop On or Fuck Off, by the way.
Oh, word?
So that's where that stems from.
So you just got to know. Sometimes you just, you can feel the fucks. You can feel the vibes and shit.
Exactly, bro.
So, word.
The moment you told me I could cuss, I'm like, all right.
Let it loose. Real quick, can you check if that camera's recording? Is red in the left bottom? Yeah. I bet. We're gonna cut that part out. So so yeah, man, that's pretty dope. So then after that, after doing that show, what was your next show that you're like, okay, I know you're already taking it serious at this point.
Yeah.
But what did you see where you're like, nah, like, we got to go even harder?
Bro, I went out to Denver with my boy Santino Corleone. I also did a show in Kentucky with my boy Santino Corleone, where in Kentucky he was the direct support for Freddie Gibbs.
Okay.
In Denver, he was the direct support for Afro Man. And seeing the way that he conducts himself and performs made me realize, like, hey, yo, you're good, but you need to up it. You need to up it. You need to be a pro. Oh, you're using autotune on songs? Get an autotune rig. Go perform with the rig. What are you doing? Don't have your back tracks on the song or your vocal tracks on the song. Get the autotune rig so you don't have that excuse anymore. I'm already a really, really, really energetic performer. And if I'm rapping, I don't need my vocals on a beat.
Right.
But it's like, before it was like, oh, okay. Now when I'm doing these energy songs, I have autotune. I have these vocals on my tracks. And it's like, why? For what? I could do better.
Right.
And he kind of made me realize, like, by his performances that I'm like, I got some leveling up to do, and I've accomplished that now, so I can't wait for everybody to see it.
That's so crazy. And, some people would take that as hate, and they'll be like, nah, this is how I do it. I like how I do it. And people would be like, oh, they just hating. Like, what makes you, like, open-minded to be like, you know what? Like you're a student. Like, you're forever a student. So what gives you that, like, mentality? Is you just wanting it that bad, or just, not having a ego? Because ego kills hip-hop.
Yeah.
So what helps you, step out of that?
Yeah. So a good example real quick of ego killing hip hop. Atlanta, you saw how connected the artists were, and they didn't even mean to be that connected. Now they're starting to all beef with each other, and everything's starting to fall apart. Yeah. Right. So I guess my mentality's never been to really beef with somebody unless they gave me a huge reason to, or they stole my money, or they did some shit like I was left. Right. It's always been like, hey, iron sharpens iron, right, so to speak. So if I see someone doing something great, I'm not going to knock them or be jealous of them. I'm going to say, yo, keep on doing great things.
Right.
At the same time, I'm going to keep on working on what I need to do to improve. Or let's say, for example, with event curation, people can make events. Doesn't mean it's going to be better than mine if they try to copy what I do.
Right.
Or if they do it better, perfect. That's great for the community. I don't need to do that anymore. I can focus on being an artist.
Yeah.
So it's like I've never taken it personal, because it's like there's several patterns and webs of music that you could take, and I'm always happy for people when they do great things, because it gives me another way to pivot.
Right. See, man, that's another clip right there. Like, that's the thing about it is, I had somebody tell me, like, oh man, they just gonna steal my ideas. And I told them, I'm like, I don't care if someone steals my idea.
Yeah.
Because, like you said, they ain't gonna do it like me.
Yeah.
Like, regardless, like, if you steal my idea, like, and then what?
Yeah.
I'm gonna still be doing it at a high level. Like,
exactly.
So being able to navigate through those things in this business is what's key, and that's why I feel like you're still getting these blessings and things happening to you, because reaction is manifestation.
Oh yeah.
So it's like how you react to situations is gonna be your next lesson or your next blessing.
Yeah, and the thing is, like, when I was younger, man, I was dealing with gatekeepers. And it's like that was the number one thing.
Gatekeepers at first.
Whoa.
I'm dealing with them. What are we doing here?
No, but like,
go ahead.
No, you're cool. That's hilarious. But no, gatekeepers or something. When I was just a younger artist, I just decided for myself that I never wanted to be that. So it's like, I'm always happy for people when they do stuff, man.
Yeah.
Because I want to think of it as me being the young guy trying to get after it, and no one let me, right?
Yeah.
It's like when I came from Dayton to Cincinnati, I started throwing my own events because no one was letting me in the door. And then by me throwing my own events, everyone started including me.
Right.
So it's like backwards thinking. But I figured it out in Cincinnati. And now, like, hey, how do you keep on expanding that? How do you keep it going? And that's what we're working on now, right?
Yeah.
We have network pools where, hey, Deuces introduced me to Bree. Shout out to 2'Live Bree, bro. Through 2'Live Bree, we saw you 2 years ago, and then now, we're here today. So it's crazy how the web's starting to connect, man. For sure.
No, definitely, and that's somebody that, when I first met Bree, it's like everybody that I met through Bree is the same, like, energy. It's the same, like, genuine spirit. Yeah. So it's like, whenever someone says they met it through him, I'm like, like, fuck, that's why I said I'll push around shit, you know what I'm saying, in the schedule. So
I appreciate that, man.
No, so
that's real, for real. Like, and people don't do that, and people don't realize how important that could be. It's like you decide to push around your schedule, it could introduce a blessing you weren't even expecting. And we don't do it we just do it because I just posted something in my story. I said, just be a good person. It's not hard.
Be a good person.
It's not hard.
It's more rewarding than trying to be the best person.
Yeah, I agree.
Like, We dropping some gems on here.
Oh my God, you got so much content to work with, bro.
I had to drop a bomb. You can't hear it, but it's bombs on there. Man, so.
Oh, sure. I would just keep it on the side, and then we'll decide after. Appreciate you, bro. Yeah. But you don't got to take any more footage. I appreciate you. I just wanted one.
Live content creation going on right now. Yeah. Just for y'all know out here, like, it's really happening. So you mentioned the album is coming. What's the album name?
Internal Barricade.
Internal Barricade. Internal Barricade. So a blockage inside is like you feel like you trapped in yourself? What does that mean?
So internal barricade essentially means that it's a block inside of myself because of the actions that have occurred to me, right? And some of those actions are directly involved with the music industry, so to speak, in Dayton and Cincinnati, and how over the years they have tried to block my blessings. And it's kind of my retaliatory response to everything.
Fire.
And in that comes retaliatory responses to other things that are political too. But it all stems from that, and it expands outward.
Yeah.
I think one main thing that I really wanted to convey is no one's stopping what I'm doing. I don't care who you are in Cincinnati and Dayton, you're not stopping what I'm doing. And that was the one thing I tried to convey, and it wasn't a direct shot at anybody. It was more of like this is a general message. Here's a PSA.
Yeah.
You know, stop
like
me.
Just putting you on notice.
Yeah. That's pretty much what it is.
That's dope, man.
Yeah.
Wow, that's crazy.
Yeah.
Because it's like you were telling me with your hoodie. I would love for you to explain the hoodie.
Yeah.
You said you've co-created it yourself, or I forget how you explained it, but if you could.
Yeah. So this hoodie is going to be one of the drops that's coming for my album. Essentially, the logo is a flower pot that is surrounded by snakes. And on the back of this hoodie, on the bottom right corner, it says, "Don't touch my flowers." So pretty much I'm just showing that, hey, I've been building this flower pot, and people have been trying to surround it, and I don't want them to take my flowers.
Yeah.
And at the same time, I've got little scars or little holes in the hoodie, rips in the hoodie, just representing kind of the cuts or the scars that I've been through with the music scene.
Yeah. So. Man, when he told me that off camera, I'm like, that's so intentional.
Yeah.
Motherfucker I threw this one on just because.
Appreciate you,
Motherfucker
man.
Got a story to his shit. Like, I need to get my shit together.
I appreciate you. But
man.
I mean, along with that, I got other hoodies coming out that have my logo for my album on it, track lists on the back, stuff that's just a little less intentional.
Yeah.
But I'm thinking from now, and shout out to everybody that ends up coming to my concert before the album releases. I'm going to probably give some of these to special people that are in our music scene in Cincinnati that have been through the same thing.
When you say special, you mean like a little slow?
No, I'm talking about like event curators, artists, musicians that I think have had similar experiences but have not talked about it fully.
Right.
I think I'm going to gift some to them.
That's dope, man.
Yeah,
because it's like an armor. It's like you giving them their armor. Type shit. So that's fine.
Like I said, iron sharpens iron, bro. And people need to realize, like, some people hate each other when you're like working at the top of a music scene. And I'm not saying I'm on top or I'm on the bottom or whatever, but some people just think of everything as competition.
Right.
Whereas if you really want to be on top and you want to study history and look at rich and successful business people in our world, they work together. They don't rival each other 95% of the time.
Yep. Yeah. And that's good to have that. I feel like we the same person. I don't even want to like
cousin.
Cousin. This is my cousin for real, bro. Like we is like we there. So that's dope. So yeah, man. Album coming out. Hoodies is going out to the special ed people.
Yes, sir.
9/11, and man, life is just good, bro.
Life is good, man. And we got some shock factor songs coming. We got Young Buck and 2'Live on a song.
Ooh. We shooting that video.
Take on E.
The one shot tomorrow.
One shot tomorrow. It's shot by this special cousin of mine, right? He's right next to me.
The special ed cousin. That's crazy. Who was not involved in 9/11.
But conspiracy. But I'll tell you what, from now, I think that's going to be special. I think that's going to get a lot of reaction.
Definitely.
I actually wanted to talk to you after, and we'll talk about it later. But, hey, maybe we involve a huge networking IG account in Cincinnati too. Maybe we all collab on a post.
Yeah.
Maybe we do something. Like, I'm trying to make sure Deuce has really tried, and he is doing a very successful job of creating a pipeline between Nashville and Cincinnati. Yeah. Right. And I'm really trying to expand on that and make sure it keeps on growing.
And I'm all about, I built my whole business on collaboration. So it's like, I'm definitely down to do any of that. So,
man.
So if you could tell the people where to find you, where to follow you, listen you, OnlyFans, anything, just let them know. Hold on.
All right. So I will say we have some of the members of the collective have tried to put a link to their OnlyFans before to get people to click on it to go on a Simple Tix or Eventbrite ticket link.
That's genius.
So we have tricked them.
Okay.
But I do not have an OnlyFans. Shout out to OnlyFans models though. My name is Joe_Eid. Eid is EID on just about every single platform you can think of. On YouTube, you could search Joe, put space, put Eid. You'll see my music videos. I have some crazy-ass content, and I'm really, really, really excited to share the album with the world and to really start expanding my presence in Nashville. And shout out to you, man. Thank you so much.
Thank you, bro.
Yeah,
Thank you for coming through.
Thank you, man.
And there's another episode. This is the first episode back in this bitch. In our own space this time. It's a little crazy. It looks a little crazy right now, but God working.
I'm not seeing anything. It looks great. It
looks great.
Bright background, man.
Fire. But thank y'all for tuning in. Cruise Control Radio. Joe Eid. Y'all know what's going on. Let's go.
Let's go.